everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting, obviously, yet another reading vlog. Are you coming to see me? Oh, not all the way up. No ma'am. Oh, you're so cute. So this vlog is going to be quite a bit shorter than some of my other reading vlogs, but I just had a couple of shorter books that I wanted to read and just a couple of things that I wanted to do over the next 2 days that I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm going to try doing kind of a short-term vlog for once. So I have 3 books that I would like to read. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish one of them, but I do have 2 shorter books that I should be able to finish. And then I just have some other things that I would like to do. So that's kind of the general plan for this video. I'm excited to see how this is going to go. So let me first talk about the 3 books that I would like to get to in this vlog, and then we'll go from there. So the first thing that I have here, and the first thing that I really want to read, is the next volume of, I'll put it over here, is the next volume of Yona of the Dawn. Obviously, we all know how I feel about Yona of the Dawn, and volume 41 just recently came out earlier in May, I believe. So I acquired a copy, and I'm going to be reading it today, and I cannot wait to get back into this. I am a little bit hesitant, I guess, going into it because I haven't absolutely loved the recent volumes of Yona, but I still enjoy them enough to where I will obviously continue the series. Also, I need to talk about it. I recently saw the cover for volume 42. It is absolutely so stunning. It's coming out in September, and it's got these beautiful fall leaves, and it's got my favorite characters on it, so like, I cannot wait for that. Like, so excited for September. So I'm going to be reading this morning, and I can't wait. Then I do have a very short book that's, I think, middle grade maybe, but it's something that I've had on my shelves for a while that I've been meaning to pick up. I feel like I've put this on a lot of TBRs. I put it on my spring TBR this year, so I'm hoping I can actually read it. And that is Kiki's Delivery Service by Aiko Kadono. This book is obviously what the Ghibli movie is based off of. It's very short. It's like 190 pages, so I should be able to finish this up today, maybe. I've just been meaning to read this for such a long time. Obviously, I absolutely love the Ghibli movie, so I've been wanting to read the source material, I suppose, for a really long time, so hopefully I'll actually do that. And then the last book is a book that I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish or not, although it is a romance book, so I feel like I should be able to read it in 2 days. But we'll just kind of see what happens. And that is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I have started this one, so that's also very helpful in the me finishing this agenda. But I read Just for the Summer in my last vlog. I absolutely loved it, honestly. That is one of my new favorite romance books. And I just loved Abby Jimenez's writing, so I figured I should pick up the first 2 books that are kind of in that companion series. Part of Your World being the first one. So I am currently 70 pages into this one. I can tell you, like, right off the bat, I know I'm not gonna like this one as much as Just for the Summer. I feel like that one had such a gripping premise right off the bat, and it was like really fun and pretty fast moving. This one, even though I'm 70 pages into it, I feel like, you know, like, some things have happened. Not a ton, but some things have definitely gone on. Basically, this book starts out with her main character, Alexis, swerving off the road so she doesn't hit a raccoon, and she ends up going into a ditch, like, kind of outside this small town. And this really nice and, like, super hot guy obviously comes to pull her car out of the ditch. And through some turns of events, they end up having a one-night stand, but Alexis kind of sneaks out in the morning. She's like, oh my god, I never do this. What's wrong with me? So the beginning of the book is kind of focusing on her, like, hemming and hawing over whether she should have done it or not. And then obviously eventually she is going to go hit him up again. And so far in this book, honestly, I just feel so bad for Alexis. She's an ER doctor, and she works in this hospital that apparently one person from her family has been working in every single day, like from the day that the hospital was built. And her brother, who also worked in the hospital recently, due to some other turns of events, is not going to be working in the hospital anymore. And she doesn't really love what she does, but she feels very stuck in this role because her parents are going to be like super disappointed in her if she leaves the hospital. Also, side note, her parents suck. Basically, Alexis revealed that her parents only had children so they could carry on the family name, and I was like, absolute jail for them. That is terrible to put such expectations on your child. So I feel like this book is going to focus on, obviously, the romance, but also Alexis learning to stand up to herself and stand up to her parents in this scenario because she doesn't love what she's doing, and that is not fair to her in the slightest. So I'm quite interested to see how that's going to play out over the course of this book. I really enjoyed, at least in Just for the Summer, how Abby Jimenez kind of mixed in the cute little romance going on with like the actual life issues that these people are dealing with, and I feel like she does it really well. It's also dual POV, so you get her perspective and Daniel, who's a love interest, his perspective as well. So I'm quite interested to learn more about him because I feel like so far I've been mainly focusing on Alexis. So I cannot wait to read some more of this. So here is my little TBR that I have for these next couple of days. It definitely seems very doable. I'm hoping I can finish these 2 books today and like this one tomorrow probably. But I do also have like a couple of other things that I want to do in this vlog. Namely, I don't know if this would be very exciting for you, but this is exciting for me because I've acquired a new puzzle. I finished the last one that I was working on yesterday and I was like, I need a new puzzle to work on. So I decided to pick up the cutest puzzle I've ever seen. It's this Brambly Hedge puzzle. Look at how freaking cute this is. Look at, I mean, oh my god. The art style is absolutely stunning, and they do have puzzles like this for all of the seasons. So you already know that I'm so excited for the fall one because it looks so freaking cute. Like, look at this little guy. Oh my god, I love him. I just love the Brambly Hedge illustration style. It very much reminds me of like the Peter Rabbit illustration style as well. And my mom loved that like as I was growing up, so I've been exposed to a lot of it. So it feels very like nostalgic to me, and I just like, it's so freaking cute. So I will be starting this today, hopefully, because I'm obsessed, honestly. I've never actually read any like Brambly Hedge things. I would assume these are children's books maybe, but I just needed to do the puzzle because it's so cute. So I definitely plan to kind of bust that out and work on it later today as well. And then also, even though you didn't ask, I do have a very exciting gaming update. I'm hoping I can also like do a little bit of Switch gaming over these next couple days as well, because I have finally made more progress in Hollow Knight. I feel like I've been complaining a lot recently. Maybe not on here, but just like in general about how I suck at Hollow Knight. But I finally unlocked a new part of the map and I'm so freaking excited. I've been exploring it and it is so fun. The visuals in this game are absolutely stunning. I'm just really, really bad at the game. But I love it so much I can't stop, you know? So that's kind of, I think, all the updates that I have for you in this little intro here. Hope you're excited about this little 2-day vlog situation. So without further ado, we're going to get into the vlog. I think the first thing I want to do is pick up Yona, and I can't wait. So let's go. Alright, so it's a little bit later. I did finish volume 41 of Yona, and I decided to update my reading journal because it has been a while since I did that. But also this morning, I do want to get back into Part of Your World. I just have been loving a good romance right now. I feel like summer is obviously the perfect time for some romance, so right now I'm just like, I want to consume all the romance books. Like first I'm going to start with like this companion series trilogy thing, and then I will like look into some more because I need some more. So if you have any good summery romance recs, they don't necessarily have to be summery, but I would like them to be summery. But if you just have any, please let me know because I just want to read some more romance because they're so fun. So I'm gonna do that. And then I also do want to play some more Hollow Knight this morning. I do have an audiobook that I'm listening to right now, and I have been like kind of listening to my audiobook while I've been playing. It's a little hard to do that, but if I'm doing more like menial tasks, I can, because I am currently listening to the audiobook for City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. This is the Griffins Words Book Club pick for May, and our live show is in like a week maybe, and for once I'm starting the book at like a normal time. Like, oh, I feel like a week before a live show is like a good time to start a book, and I'm finally like doing that. So I'm like halfway through this. I'm liking it. I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about it because we are gonna do like a whole live show that will be on my channel, but I have been listening to the audiobook for this while I've been doing some things in Hollow Knight, so I might do that as well. I'm just really trying to get back into like my hobbies and whatnot, because obviously I read and that is like my main hobby, but I'm trying to expand my hobbies a little bit. So I'm hoping by getting back into gaming I can like, you know, focus on that for a little bit, because sometimes it is nice to just have things that aren't reading. As much as I love reading, obviously I need more hobbies. But speaking of cozy hobbies, if you guys are also looking for a way to expand your hobby repertoire like I certainly am, then I am very excited to share with you guys that this video is being sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare was actually one of the very first sponsors that I ever worked with on this channel, so when they reached out to work with me again, I was like, oh, absolutely, I would love to. But if you guys don't know, Skillshare is an online learning community full of thousands of different classes that you can possibly take in so many different topics that are led by industry professionals, and it is the perfect place to go find a new hobby for the summer or to improve an interest that you already have. Recently, as I showed you guys in my last video, I have been working on this crochet cardigan. If you want to know, the progress is not coming along well. It has been me versus these sleeves recently. However, I've been getting a ton of help from Tony Lipsy's class on modern crochet essential skills for getting started. Even though I've been crocheting for such a long time, I would still kind of put myself in that like moderate to advanced beginner kind of category, and I definitely have a lot of things that I would like to improve upon in my crocheting, so this class is perfect for that. And it talks about everything you could possibly need to know when it comes to crocheting, such as how to choose the right yarn, what supplies to use, the basic stitches, and blocking. I've never done blocking before in any of my projects, so this section was particularly helpful. Although I think the section that I found the most beneficial was the section on adding rows, because I find that as I go on in some of my crochet projects, they start to kind of taper a little bit, and they're not supposed to do that. So watching this has really helped me learn how to keep my edges straight and like not slowly get smaller as I go on. But they also have so many other different classes that you could possibly take. A couple of hobbies that I really want to kind of get into more are flower arranging, baking, and knitting. I know I said I was going to try to learn to knit this year, and I did start knitting a scarf. I gave up on it, but I'm going to watch this class, and one of these days I will make this scarf. And if you also have some hobbies that you would like to kind of look into a bit more, I feel like summer is the perfect time to join Skillshare and get started on those. So if that sounds interesting to you, I will leave a link down in the description, and the first 500 people to click that link will get their first month of Skillshare free. That's a whole month of potentially learning new hobbies that you could fall in love with. So thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video and supporting me and my channel, and to you guys as well for always supporting me and my channel. Love you guys so much. But as for Yona, I didn't love this volume. I didn't dislike it. I still really enjoyed it. I still just absolutely love this series. But I think as the series progresses, it kind of gets more and more political, and there are a lot more kind of moving parts to everything and a lot more characters that are added into the story. And it's definitely interesting. I feel like if I had paid a little more attention to kind of the earlier political maneuverings, I might be able to like get into the later political maneuverings a little bit more. But I don't really read this series for the political aspect to it, even though that is becoming a very large part of the story. I just absolutely love the characters in this story, and I continue to just enjoy them so much in every single volume. Even some of the newer characters that have been added kind of a little bit later in the series, I love them as well. There are just so many good friendships, and I love the character dynamics so much, and even some people who in the beginning of the series you don't like. I feel like as you move throughout the story, they become a lot more complex and you learn a lot about them and you start to kind of learn maybe why they did what they did, and I just think the characters are all so well written. I also, as always, just absolutely love Hawk and Yona. I mean, how could you not? I feel like there are always so many scenarios in this series where Yona's gotten into a little bit of a sticky situation, and Hawk is always there to save the day, and I'm always obsessed. This volume definitely left me on a little bit of a cliffhanger. I feel like they all kind of do. Honestly, like reading the volumes as they come out, not it. I so desperately missed the time last year when I was just binging like every single volume of this manga that was out, because there were 38 volumes of this manga out when I first started reading it, and I was just like, I was flying through them and I was having the best time. I never had to wait to see how a cliffhanger was going to like get resolved because I always had the next volume. But now I have to wait like 4 months for the next volume. Honestly, rude. I always just feel like I'm at home when I'm hanging out with these characters. I love, especially like our main group of like 6 or 7 characters so much, and then there are so many good side characters as well. My only critique is that there hasn't been enough Yun in the series recently. I love him so much. He's so sassy and just so funny, and I love what he adds to the story, but I haven't seen enough of him recently. I know he's off doing his own thing, but I miss him, so yeah. There's how Yona of the Dawn has been going recently. Anyway, I'm thinking what I want to do next is actually something very random, but I got this pack of tassels off of Amazon. They were like $5 for like 90 of them, and I was like, that's kind of a good deal. So I want to put these on a bunch of my bookmarks. I already did it with one of my bookmarks. That's why I have this bookmark. So pretty. And I just love a good tassel bookmark, but I feel like a lot of the bookmarks I see on like Etsy and a lot of bookmarks I like see while I'm out and about don't have tassels on them. And obviously tassel bookmarks are like the superior kind of bookmarks. So I decided to take matters into my own hands and I want to put some tassels on some bookmarks today. So with that, I'm going to get into doing some little tassel-y things for my bookmarks and reading Part of Your World. Sorry for the interesting angle here, but guys, I'm so obsessed with all of my bookmarks. I will literally be putting tassels on every single bookmark I acquire now, and I'm so excited because they're so freaking cute. Like, look at this one. This one's my absolute favorite. Like, it's so gorgeous. And like, I always feel like I forget that I have these bookmarks, but the fact that they now have tassels on them will like draw my eye to them. I also really love this one. I recently got this bookmark from Joann's and I thought it looked so cute with this little green tassel on it. And this was so fun. Like, I just love all of the colors. And look how they look at my little thing. But honestly, like, best $5 I've ever spent. Solid investment right there. And I have so many more because there were like 90 in that package. But I have to keep them in like this little bag because Winnie my cat Winnie, she tears up my tassel bookmarks, so I have to be really careful with them. But I'm certainly not going to stop using tassel bookmarks because they're so beautiful. And I now can pick out a fun little bookmark to go with Kiki's delivery service. And I already know it's gonna be this Vampathon one because it's got like nice little red to match. Look at that! I now have bookmarks to match like every single book that I read, and I'm so excited. So that's my really short update. I just wanted to tell you that I'm obsessed with these bookmarks now. So, anyway, back to your regularly scheduled programming. I'm gonna go start reading Part of Your World. I also have to go pick up a rental car later because if you guys missed my last vlog, somebody hit my car, and I now have to drive a rental car for like the next few weeks, so I need to go pick that up later. But I'm hoping I can do some reading before then. So yeah, I'll be back with an update later when I've hopefully read some more of Part of Your World. Alright, so it's quite a bit later. I'm sorry if you can hear the AC in my car. It is 90 degrees outside, which is disgusting. But I did get my rental car, and it's a crossover. I've literally only ever driven a sedan in my life, so it's kind of fun. Something a little new, you know? But I did go on a little impromptu trip to the library to pick up a hold, and then I obviously did a little bit of looking around. So I picked up two things. The first one being The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I'm so excited for this book, honestly. I just have been feeling the urge to pick up some epic high fantasy, and I think that's what this is. It's also Norse inspired, which I haven't really read Norse-inspired high fantasy before, so I think that sounds really fun. So I'm quite excited to get into this one. I've heard great things about both of John Gwynne's series. I also really want to read Malice at some point in time soon, but I decided to start with this one, so can't wait for that. And then I was doing a little looking around and I stumbled across this, and this is a book, or like a graphic novel, I think. Kind of like a fairy tale type situation that I've been wanting to read for the longest time. I just never have like had a copy to read, and that is The Sleeper and the Spindle by Neil Gaiman, and this is illustrated by Chris Riddell. And I've seen a bunch of Chris Riddell's illustrations before, but I've never like read anything that they were a part of. But oh my god, they're so freaking cool. I love them so much. I have no clue what this book is about, but I've read a ton of things by Neil Gaiman before. I've just never read something quite this short, but the illustrations just look so cool. Look at that. So that's my little library haul. I'm very excited about both of these. I might read both of these in my next vlog. That kind of seems like a good idea. And then I also do have a short update for you guys on Part of Your World. I haven't read a ton, but I think I've read about 50 pages. I'm on page 121 now, and I'm continuing to really enjoy this. This one's definitely not going to be making it on my like list of favorite romances because it's not the most engaging type of story, but I'm still really liking this. In the last 50 or so pages, we have definitely gotten kind of some plot development in what I'm kind of assuming is going to happen, because our main character Alexis has been having a lot of issues with her ex-boyfriend Neil, who sounds like the absolute worst dude you could ever talk to on the planet. Like, even just hearing about the things he does enrages me to no end, honestly. But she's having a lot of issues with that because they currently own a house together, but obviously she doesn't want him there, but he's like, this is my house, I'm gonna come and like stay here anyway. He brought the police with him when he came to like go back into the house. I was like, dude, that's embarrassing, honestly. So she's kind of struggling with that whole situation. And then with our other kind of main character, Daniel, there is this house that he somewhat stays at that is owned by his mother, and his mother is a very interesting woman, shall we say. She's very flighty, she is very just absolutely irresponsible, and she wants to sell the house. And he's like, I live here, I work here, what am I supposed to do? She's like, dude, I don't know, but you've got 6 months to figure something out. So he's trying to figure something out. So I'm like, Alexis is having problems with her current kind of housing situation, and Daniel is also having problems with his current housing situation. So what could possibly be the solution here? I think we all know what the solution here is. So I'm kind of excited to see how that's going to progress. I like the romance, but I feel like it kind of is moving a little too fast for my taste. It was kind of like right off the bat, they slept together, and then the kind of rest of the book is following them as they just keep going back to each other because they can't stay away from each other. Which, like, that's fine, but it's not exactly like my favorite trope to read about. Like, I don't necessarily always need angst in my romance books, but I like a little bit more of a build up to it. So this is definitely like a different approach to it. Also, like, the last thing I want to say is that in both of Abby Jimenez's books that I've read so far, they feature love interests. Like, both of the main guys in these books have been texting our main character, and then just out of the blue, they like either call her or FaceTime her, and I'm like, absolutely not. If a man out of the blue, we've never talked on the phone before, never FaceTimed before, if he just calls me out of the blue, I will not be picking up. Like, no. My anxiety is way too high to do that. Like, there has to be a scheduled FaceTime call, or else I will not be present for the FaceTime. So that's kind of how I'm feeling about the book so far. I definitely plan to make a lot of progress in this today. Maybe I'll finish it. It is like 250 pages until the end of the book, which like isn't a short amount of pages, but also it reads so quickly. So I'm definitely planning on focusing on this evening, and then maybe tomorrow I'll pick up Kiki's delivery service. I don't know. Kind of just gonna feel it out and see how it goes. But I think for now, it's currently 4. I think I'm gonna go home and start working on my puzzle, which I'm so excited about. I think I might listen to my audiobook some more for City of Brass. So I'm currently like halfway through the audiobook, I think, so I would like to make some more progress in that. So I'm gonna do that while I work on my puzzle, and I'm so excited. So let's go. I'm so glad I hit record right before you said that.
Hey vlog!
So it's a little bit later. We are joined by a guest. If the guest wants to say hi. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to.
Hello!
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 Anybody out there? Hello!
Is anybody listening?
So, it is quite a bit later. It is currently like 11 o'clock now, being cast on FaceTime. So, that's fun. But I got a package earlier, and I thought we could do a little bit of an unboxing because I don't know what this is. So, I thought we could figure that out together, you know? But let's see. Ooh, I'm excited about this. Oh my god, this book is so chunky. Wait, let me see who it's from. All right, so this just says happy reading from Kayla J. Cup. So thank you so much, Kayla. I am so excited about this book, and I was literally talking about it earlier today when I was talking about Shadow of the Gods. So that is quite fortuitous, but this is obviously Malice by John Gwynne. I just think the cover of this book is so sick. And it's got a little sword on the... Oh. Cass started the series recently, and I believe she's really enjoying it, so I wanted to check it out for myself. And as I said, I've been wanting to try out literally any series by John Gwynne. I'm gonna be starting out with the Shadow of the Gods, but I do want to pick this one up soon, and I'm so excited about it. So thank you again so much, Kayla, for allowing me to have this book. I'm really hoping I can read this maybe sometime over the summer. I'm aiming for summer. Yeah, so thank you so much. But I am mainly here to give you guys an update on Part of Your World because I have made it to page 253. So I think I'm like 120 pages further than the last time I talked to you. And my god, everybody in this book pisses me off. Like, everybody in our main character Alexis's life sucks. Her dad most of all, because the whole like thing that's been going on in Alexis's life recently is that her ex-boyfriend cheated on her and has been like emotionally manipulating her for years, and she finally got out of this relationship. But her father has these insane expectations put upon her that she has to be like the best that there is. The fact that she's not a surgeon is like the worst thing that she could have ever possibly done to offend him in her life. And he is incredibly disappointed that she broke up with her previous boyfriend, and he is siding with her boyfriend, and it makes me so upset. It makes me so upset. And like, that is the point. I'm supposed to be really mad about this, and I am, because just like so many of the men in Alexis's life suck, and there are also so many women who also kind of suck, to be honest, because her mom, while she doesn't like cause issues, she doesn't stop them either, which is also not good. And she has these rich friends that also live on her street who also kind of suck. So I feel like the whole point of this book, I mean, it's called Part of Your World. We're gonna be seeing Alexis as she kind of gets away from this lifestyle that she is known for so many years. And I have a feeling towards the end of the book, she's gonna move into a some sort of small town. I don't know what small town that could possibly be, but I feel like for her own sanity and well-being, she needs a little bit of a change. So I really hope she gets that soon, because I just get so upset for her. But kind of talking about that potential small town, something that I find just really interesting is that this book almost seems to have like not necessarily a magical element to it, but there seem to be like some weird happenings going on in this small town, and it's almost like the town has a sort of, not a curse necessarily because it's doing like positive things, but like a an enchantment on it almost. Like, not really, but like kind of, because there are so many things that are happening while Alexis is there that kind of might make her start to think that she should stick around. There are also weird happenings with kind of nature, I suppose, because at one point acorns started like raining down on some people in this town in the middle of like April. So like, I don't understand if this town is like actually magical. Like, is there a magical element in this book? I don't know. There are also these dragonflies everywhere, and I'm also confused by that. But like, kind of confused in a good way, because I like that concept. I think it's fun, but is it just like, are we just gonna hint at it? I want to know if that's going to be like fleshed out more. So I've just been continuing to really enjoy this. I really like how the romance is progressing. I like kind of the exploration of all of these issues that are going on in Alexis's life. And honestly, I just want the best for her. So I need things to start looking up, because I'm just sad at this point in time due to everything that's happening in her life. So I I need some resolution here, and I definitely feel like I'm gonna get that soon. So I'm going to maybe finish this up tonight. I might take it into tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I definitely will be finishing this before the end of the vlog. That is quite exciting. So I will see you guys tomorrow with an update. So it is the next morning, and I do indeed have a fun update for you because I did finish part of your world this morning, and it was so good. Like, it's not a new favorite, but I absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait to read yours truly. I am especially excited for yours truly because I'm pretty sure the main character is Alexis's friend Bree, and she is so funny. Like, almost every single thing that she has said in this book has been hilarious, and I really am interested to see how I'm gonna like her as a main character because I feel like I really will. But I honestly just loved the way that this book ended. It honestly kind of felt very, I don't know, almost like, I don't want to say Hallmark movie because I feel like that kind of has a negative connotation to it, but it felt very like rom-com-esque, like this big grand gesture. The kind of slighted person shows up during the grand gesture, but like the person has no clue that they're there, and then they meet afterwards, they run towards each other, they have a hug, it's like a whole thing. And like, it's a little cheesy, but also it was so cute. I just really ended up enjoying the romance in this book, and again, I love the fact that the third act conflict came from like mainly external sources. No stupid miscommunication. There was no miscommunication in these books, and I love it. And I also feel like for a romance book that's almost 400 pages, I was very engaged the whole time. I feel like some issues that I've had in the past with romance books are the fact that I get a little bit bored towards the end just because it's like there's not a lot going on aside from the romance, but in the two Abby Jimenez books that I've read so far at least, there's a lot more going on beside the romance to kind of fill in the plot and make the book feel really well-rounded. I also do really like how the topics of both physical and mental abuse in relationships is discussed in these books. This book shows a lot of different ways that that can potentially manifest in a relationship, and I feel like the range of kind of representation that that has in this book is really well done. Like, I just love the way that these books are written. I just really enjoyed this. I'm so glad that I randomly picked up Just for the Summer, and I now want to read like everything Abby Jimenez writes. I would like to know what you guys think of her other books that are not a part of this like companion series. I don't know if I've heard great things about the rest of them, but also I'm like not 100% sure. So if you've read them and you can give me the lowdown on like what the good ones are, I'd like to know, because there are like 3 in like these 3. I don't know if I've like heard amazing things about these 3, or I could be really wrong. I don't know. But if you know, let me know. So yes, that is done. It is currently about noon. I'm thinking what I want to do for the rest of the day is obviously read Kiki's Delivery Service. I don't think this is going to take me too long because it's not a very long book. Oh, I did not know that this had little illustrations in it. There aren't a ton of them, but I didn't know there were any. Look at that. Cute. So I'm gonna read this, and I also do want to work on my puzzle some more. The puzzle is so freaking cute. I'm so excited about it. I got most of the edge pieces done yesterday, and now I just need to work on the daunting task of like the rest of it. So I think first of all, I'm gonna get into this, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do later. So it is quite a bit later, but I am here to end the vlog because I did just finish Kiki's Delivery Service, and it was so cute. Like, I'm so glad that I finally got around to reading this book. I absolutely love reading books that I've already seen the movies for, especially when they're movies that I really enjoy, because every time I read that book, I just feel like I get to exist in that movie for an extended period of time. And that's definitely how I felt with this book, because I think the movie, for the most part, is a pretty true adaptation to the source material. I feel like the book ended up being a little more episodic than the movie felt. There are definitely like individual deliveries that Kiki is going on throughout this book, and they're not really connected, but I feel like the movie does a good job of like taking some of those and making a more cohesive storyline out of them. But that's not to say that this isn't good. I feel like a lot of middle grade ends up being a little bit more episodic, and it's really enjoyable. Like, I liked it a lot, and being able to kind of see a couple of different things and like still be able to imagine them happening in like the Ghibli animation style, I guess. I loved it. It was so cute. I love Kiki and Gigi, and now I want to rewatch the movie, honestly. So I might have to do that soon because I feel like it's also a really good movie for summer. So, oh, hello. Come here. We have a friend. A cute friend. She did sleep on me for a little bit while I was reading Kiki's Delivery Service, and that did feel kind of perfect because, like, you know, this book features a cat. Winnie's my cat. You know. Anyway, aside from this, I actually do have some things to show you because somehow, like, I literally don't know how this happened. It was crazy. I ended up going to Half Price while I was out earlier. It was very impromptu. I was just like driving around and I was like, what if I went to Half Price books right now? And I did. And I bought some things. So I figured I could show you those. So the first thing I have here I'm so excited about because I've been meaning to buy this forever. This is not a book, but it is, you know, kind of thematically appropriate because I was reading a Ghibli adjacent thing here, you know? And I finally have a DVD of Howl's Moving Castle. I actually borrowed the DVD from the library, this one, and I watched it in my last video, and I was talking about how I needed a DVD for it. So when I saw this one at half price, I was like, you are coming home with me. I just love owning DVDs of my favorite movies because I have a little disc drive that I can plug into my computer so I can watch the movies on my computer. And it's just so much easier than trying to track them down on a streaming service. And also Ghibli movies are on, I think, HBO Max right now, and I am not paying for HBO Max. So I figured I should buy this, and I'm so happy I finally have it. Also, I just love the, hang on, it's got the little snappy things. I just love the designs on the discs. Look at them! And then, second disc. Yeah, so I was really excited when I found this, so obviously I had to buy it. And then I did buy a book, even though my goal this year was to like stop buying so many books, but also I've been in a huge romance mood recently, and a lot of the books that I've been wanting to read are either really popular or new releases, so I cannot get them from the library in a timely manner. But I saw someone mention this book recently, and it seemed like something I would probably enjoy. Honestly, I have no clue. I've never read from this author before, but the cover really drew me in. But I decided to pick up Happy Medium by Sarah Adler. I feel like I've heard of Sarah Adler before, but I have no clue what else she's written. So I thought this one looked really fun. Also, the cover is so cute. I believe this is like almost a paranormal romance situation. Not that either of our characters are really paranormal, but the like really short blurb? Whatever it's called. It says, a clever con artist must convince a skeptical, sexy farmer of his property's resident real-life ghost if she's to save them all from a fate worse than death. Like, I'm pretty sure our main character pretends to be a medium, which is why it's called Happy Medium, and she ends up finding a real ghost, maybe? Or she's trying to convince him of it. I'm not sure. It just looked funny, so I'm really excited. And like, look at the little ghost coming out of the farm in the back there. I don't know how I feel about this farmer romance, but it just looked really fun, so. And I love the cover. Like, the cover, like, the colors are just so beautiful. I also love the spine. There's, like, a little crystal ball on the spine, so I was like, yeah, I want to own a copy of this, and I really hope I like it. If I don't like it, I'm gonna be really sad, but I want to read this soon. I did look at the Goodreads reviews for it, and they look pretty decent. Like, they're not outstanding, but a lot of people were like, yeah, it's a fun time, so that's really all I want from this book. And I'm hoping that it gives me that. But as I said, I am here to end the vlog. I know I said yesterday that I was gonna try doing this short-term vlog thing. And like, while I only did film this for like a day and a half, really, this video is still almost an hour. Don't ask me how I managed that one. I don't know. But I'm also completely unsurprised. But anyway, let me wrap up all of the things that I managed to read in this video, because I did finish 3 books. And they were 3 books that were on my physical TBR, which is quite exciting. So, obviously, first of all, I finished Yona of the Dawn, volume 41. It could have been better, but I still just love this series so much that I'm not gonna stop reading it. You know what I'm saying? Then I also read part of Your World. I absolutely love this, and I'm so freaking excited to get to Yours Truly. I need to go find a copy of it ASAP because I want to read it so bad. I did put a hold on it at the library, so maybe that'll come in soon, but I just need to see Bree's story because I'm so intrigued. And then I obviously finished Kiki's Delivery Service. So we have a stunning blue palette going on for all of the books that I finished in this video. Solid reading went on in this like day and a half. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely want to try doing more short-term vlogs for you guys because I did really enjoy filming this. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Also, before we go, I would again like to thank Skillshare so much for sponsoring this video. I will leave a link in the description, and the first 500 people that click that link will get their first month of Skillshare for free. So quite exciting. Thank you again to Skillshare. Also, thank you so much to everybody over on my Patreon. If you are ever looking for more content from me, you can always, check that out if you want to. But with all that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously, I would love to know down below, have you read any of these books that I read in this vlog? Mainly, let's talk about Abby Jimenez some more because I'm obsessed. But also I need to know, like, what's the deal with her other 3 books? Like, let me know if you've read them because I'd love to hear your thoughts on them. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing Monday so far, or whatever day it is that you are watching this video. And I will see you all in my next one.